I hope you can hear me now. Oh, hi guys, I hope you can hear me now. Please let me know if you can hear me. Hi Harpreet. I'm so sorry. There's something wrong with the other laptop, so you are not able to hear me. Hi guys. Hi Sanu. Hi Sana, Aswati, Muskan. I hope you're all doing good. How is baking going? Yes, thank you. So I thought since we're all, most of us are at home now, I thought it'll be a good time to do a live chat in case you all started, you're doing something and I can help you. So I thought it's a good time to catch up. Please let me know if I can help you in any way with anything. I'm good, Anindita. Hi, Radhika. Hi, Sucharita. So I've not been active on the channel for a very long time. Reason is my son's board exams are going on, and he's in 12th now. So shooting is a lot of disturbance and a lot of distraction at home. So I've not been shooting. So I've not uploaded anything. Uh, yeah. So this is going to be a general Q&A chat. You can ask me anything. So I'd like to help you with anything I can. Muskan, do you weigh your ingredients? Because weighing and measuring them very carefully is very important. Because if the liquid is not adequate, then your cake will be dry. Also, if you overbake it, it will still be dry. But the first thing would be to choose a good recipe. So that's one of the most important things. You need to have a good recipe for you to get good results, and then you will also need to follow the exact process and method given in the recipe. Hi, Chandrasen. Uh, okay, so Muskan says that, okay, I'll read out the questions as well so that you can relate to the rest of us can also understand what I'm talking about. Muskan says she makes eggless cakes, but her cake is a little gooey. Uh, I'm suggesting that she needs to first pick a proper recipe because that's one of the most important things. A good recipe will give you good results, and then you'll also need to follow the proper method. Um, and then the pan size also in the recipe. And sometimes if you over bake the cake, that will also make the cake dry. So these are some things you will need to keep in mind. Radhika wants to know which baking book would you recommend I can buy for all kinds of baked goods. Radhika, there are a lot of books, but there are no books specifically for beginners as such. So you can check the King Arthur flour book. It's a good one. There is one book by Dory Greenspan called Baking from My Home to Yours. That's also a good book. There are several other authors like David Lebowitz and Alice Medrich. So you can get one of. There's actually a video on baking books on the channel. You can probably watch that and see what I've spoken about those books. So you can check what you would like to try. Hi, Priya. Yes, Priya. I'm trying to stay. We've been at home since the last more than 1 week. Haven't stirred out. Yes, I hope you're all safe as well. Hi, Ruchi. Anindita is asking, she wants to buy an OTG for home baking and barbecue purpose. Which brand should I buy and how many liters? Anindita, you can. I have been using Morphe Richards and it has worked well for me. So you can try the same brand, and there are also other newer brands now. One of my friend uses Chroma and she's very happy with the OTG. She says it's really good. And how many liters depends on your requirement. If you're looking to bake for only for your family, say like 4 people or 6 people, then a 40-liter OTG is more than enough for that. But if you want to bake for if you want to bake professionally, I mean like for commercial purposes, then you will need a bigger one, like maybe 60 liters or a bigger one. Ruchi wants me to share a recipe of multi-grain bread. Okay, Ruchi, I'll try to do that. But since I've not been making videos lately, so maybe I'll post a recipe on Instagram for you. You can also find some recipes on my blog. I will leave the link to my blog here. So maybe you can also check the blog for some recipes. Uh, Priya wants a recipe for a red velvet cake with cream cheese frosting. Honestly, Priya, I've not tried a red velvet cake. Somehow, the thought of putting so much of color in the cake is a put off. So I've never really tried that. But maybe I can send you a link if you can send me a message, or you can check Joy of Baking. I'm sure you'll find a good recipe there. Um, Parthiban Basha wants to know what are the types of icings. There are several kinds of icings. Like one of the most popular one is the whipped cream frosting, and which is what I used to use. And then there is also the chocolate icing, which is called as ganache. That's a very simple one to make. Ganache is very easy and it's very tasty. Also, you can try that. I think these two will be really easy for beginners. Parthiban. And you can also try this cocoa frosting that's on the channel. You can try that one also. Hi Priya, many, many happy returns of the day. So nice to know that today is your birthday. I hope you have baked something for yourself. Uh, Muskan says she doesn't get whipping cream in her town. So how can I make good whipping cream? So that's really a challenge, Muskan. Even we don't get whipping cream here very easily. Though I live in Bangalore, it's not easy and you don't really find it all the time. So it's sometimes you just get lucky and then you find good cream. I like to use this brand called as Milky Mist. So only if the cream is really fresh and it's liquid, then it whips really well. Otherwise, it's always already on the way to becoming butter, so it doesn't really whip well. Maybe you can check your local dairy if they sell cream, and then if you can get some really good fresh cream, then I think you just need to explore your options wherever you live, because otherwise we don't have so much of a choice. That's sad but true in our country. Sana, I'm sure. Okay. I'm sorry, I did not understand your question, Sana. Can you please type it again? Sana wants to know how to make cake. There are different kinds of cake you can make, Sana. So there are very simple ones you can start with. You can check the channel for some very simple cakes. There's a yogurt loaf cake, and there's one eggless chocolate cake, and there are some other cakes as well. You'll find the entire recipe video. It would be difficult to say in 1 or 2 sentences on how to make a cake. So I think you'll need to. I don't know if you've been baking earlier. So you will need to follow a certain method. You will need to first gather all your tools and ingredients, and first understand a little bit about baking, and then start so that you'll be able to bake well. Trick Spot says, please, a video of a plum cake. Plum cake. Okay, you can find fruit cake. A couple of fruit cake recipes on the channel. Safronia, hi. Uh, Pre Katiyar, she wants to know which is the best eggless cake book, and is it necessary baking a tea cake? Uh, Necessary for taking a tea cake class, or can I learn from a book? Okay, see, you can learn baking at home. That is not a big deal. I mean, like a lot of us don't go to classes. We don't get to go to classes, and we learn it on our own. But you'll need to be patient, and you'll need to, do some trial and error, and then you can definitely learn it on your own. But going to a class is a kind of, it gives you the push required, and then you get to see a demonstration in front of your eyes, and then you can actually see how things work. You can ask your questions as the session progresses. So it's not absolutely necessary, but then it really helps. I mean, it helps to attend a class, or go to your workshop. But that's and then after that, you'll need to be doing a lot of things on your own as well. Nisha Lalwani wants to know, is oil or butter better for baking cakes, and what are the best baking pans? Okay, Nisha, depends on the recipe. Some cakes turn out good with oil, and some are good with butter. There's no one rule which says that whether oil is better or butter is better. So it depends on the recipe. You can bake good cakes with oil and butter as well. And regarding baking pans, I like aluminum best. So I think good old aluminum is the best thing to bake in. Hi Rajesh. Yes, I'm here after a really long time. Good to hear from you. The Trick Spot wants to know some good brands of dark chocolate compounds. I would suggest not to use compound chocolate in the first place. It's not really not a very healthy thing to use. So you can try using pure chocolate. Uh, you can try using pure chocolate. There is Morde, and there's Calibot, and there's one more brand. I forget the name of that. So these are two things which are very commonly available. You can check it. Hi Esther. Esther wants to know if we can make cake from wheat flour. Definitely, you can make cake from wheat flour, Esther. But all recipes may not work well with wheat flour. You can definitely use it, but your cakes will be lighter with maida. But then it's not a must that you have to use maida. A lot of people bake with only wheat flour, so you can definitely use it. Not a problem. Ashwani Seravat, yes, I've been very regular on the channel. I wish I could shoot and upload the videos, but my son is in 12th standard now, and his exams are going on, so I've not been able to shoot at home because it causes a lot of a disturbance and distraction for him. So I've not been able to shoot. I've just been trying to post some stuff on Instagram and such, but yes, I really need to be making some videos. I hope I'll get back to it sometime soon. Uh, Rajesh, yes, I will try. But honestly, I'm not so much of a fan of eggless cakes. Rajesh wants to know, he's asking me to make a video for eggless cake. I don't really love cakes without eggs. Something, somehow I find that something is missing in the cake. I'm not very happy with the texture or the taste or something. So I don't usually like to bake cakes without egg. But of course, cookies, bread, pizza, and a lot of other things you can definitely bake without eggs so that they come out just fine. Madhumita wants to know her eggless cake sinks. She wants to know why. It's nothing to do with the fact that the cake is eggless, Madhumita. It has nothing to do with the eggs being there or not. Sometimes the cake will sink if the amount of baking powder or baking soda you've used is more. So initially the cake will rise a lot, and then it will fall. So that's one of the reasons why your cake may be sinking. I hope you're following a good recipe and you're weighing your ingredients and baking the cake. Chotika Samuel wants to know which type of container suits for baking on microwave convection. convection mode. Okay. Aluminum is fine. I use aluminum. You can also use glass and silicon, but I think aluminum works just fine and it is very easily and very commonly available. So I think aluminum should be fine. Madhumita wants to know how to measure OTG temperature. Yeah, you get this thing called as an oven thermometer, Madhumita. So you can buy it online on Amazon or Flipkart also. I mean, like you should be able to find it somewhere online, but it is usually more cheaper in the USA. So if somebody is coming, currently nobody is traveling, so that's another thing. But then if you get a chance, if somebody is traveling from the USA, then you can ask them to buy you an oven thermometer. So that will help you to measure the temperature inside the OTG. I use a brand called Taylor. I have shown that thermometer in one of my videos on preheating the microwave on using a on using a convection on using an OTG. So you can see the image of the thermometer and stuff, and the link also where you can buy that. Uh, Priya wants to know, do we have cake flour brands available in India? Some recipes strictly suggest cake flour. Priya, cake flour is available. I mean, not branded stuff. I don't think so. I mean, it may be available in a few stores like Godrej Nature's Basket and stuff, but it is very expensive. But you can make your own cake flour at home. So that is very simple and very easy. You just need to yeah, mix maida and corn flour together. So that makes cake flour. I have made a video about flours. It's on the channel. So in that, I have mentioned how to make your own cake flour. It's available, and there's also one chart on my blog for this cake flour, bread flour, and stuff. It's called a basic baking ingredients chart. You can find it there. You don't have to feel. I mean, you don't have to worry about not finding cake flour in India, Priya. It is not necessary. I have never used any kind of branded cake flour so far, so it's fine. Don't worry about that. Dr. Preeti, hi. She wants to know Morphy Richards RCSS 40 liter OTG. Is it good for home baking? Yes, Morphy Richards is a good brand. You can buy it, but then all OTGs will take you some time to get used to. So you should be ready to do that. You know, it takes some time and patience to figure out how the thing works, and then once you figure it out, then you're on. So yeah, Morphy Richards is a good brand, Dr. Preeti. You should go ahead and buy it. Anuradha Bhandari wants to know what is the fee for my online baking class. Okay. I'm still contemplating about this. I have been wanting to do some online baking class in the sense I've been, thinking I'll do some kind of Skype sessions and such on a one-on-one basis. But I've still not decided on the details on how to go about it. If you have any suggestions, please do tell me and do let me know if you like the idea. A one-on-one, a session with people. So let me know if you think that works and that would be helpful. Have a good day, Priya. Hi, Sanjay. Uh, I seem to be missing some messages here. Okay. Sneha is asking me, in some cakes from the store for decoration, they spread a colored dough. May I know which dough is used? Okay, so this Sneha, this I think you are referring to fondant. This is a kind of sugary thing. It's basically mostly sugar, and yeah, it's mostly sugar. It will be very sweet, and that you can knead like your atta, and you can make different shapes, and you can roll it out and do a lot of stuff with that. It's called fondant, Sneha. You can try to make your fondant at home, or you can also buy it. Again, buying is very expensive, especially if you don't bake for professional baking. If it's just for home baking, then it doesn't really make sense to buy the fondant. Hi, Varsha. So good to hear from you as well. I know it's been really long. Thank you all for sticking around and dropping in to say hi. Hi, Madhumita. She wants to know if Hershey cocoa powder is good. Yes, it is good. You can try using that. You can try that, and you can also use Cadbury cocoa powder. Hello, Hanumati auntie. Uh, the trick spot wants to know any trick to melt white chocolate. Mine always turns grainy and lumpy when I try to melt in a double boiler. Okay, see, white chocolate is very, I mean, chocolate, any kind of chocolate is very sensitive to heat. So it is difficult, and you need to be, it's not difficult. You need to be very careful when you're trying to melt chocolate. And white chocolate and milk chocolate are especially more sensitive to heat. So you need to be extra careful when you're trying to melt the chocolate. There's a video on how to melt chocolate. I have given instructions on how to do it if you're using melting white chocolate. So please do try the method I've shown in my video. I hope you will be able to melt your white chocolate easily as well. So the trick is to melt the chocolate on very low heat, and extra heat will always cause the chocolate to, go turn hard, and then it doesn't melt properly. So you should always do it on very low heat and make sure that there is no steam or no moisture comes in contact with the chocolate. Hi, Chandana. Sanjay, hi. Sanjay wants to know how to make ham pizza. Sorry, I'm so sorry. हम पिज्जा डो कैसे बना सकते हैं? Sanjay ji, you can check the video. I have a video on making. There are two videos for making pizza at home. One is a pizza without using any kind of yeast. It's a very quick pizza. You can try that. And there's also one which uses yeast. So you can try these two. They're both very easy recipes. I hope you can watch my video and you'll be able to make your pizza. Hi, Vaidehi. Yeah. Madhumita, yes, she says something is missing in eggless cake, but there are a lot of people who bake eggless cakes and they're very happy with the results as well. Maybe I'm just not one of them. But you should definitely, if you're very particular about not using eggs in your cakes, then you should definitely look out for other eggless recipes. A lot of people love eggless baking, so you should don't give up on it. Maybe you should try more recipes, and then you'll find the recipe you're looking for. Dr. Preeti needs a good recipe for eggless donuts. You don't need to use eggs for making donuts. If you're making with yeast, then the yeast will do the work. So you don't really need to use eggs in your donuts. I will try to post a recipe for donuts on maybe on my Instagram handle, and then I'll also post a link on the YouTube channel. Varsha says her family and friends love my easy chocolate chip cookies. I'm so happy about that, Varsha. I'm so glad you tried the recipe and your family liked it. Even I like those cookies a lot because it's very easy to make. Um, yes, we are trying. We're all at home, so yes, we are all trying to stay safe. I hope all of you guys are at home as well. Uh, Hobby World says interested in attending classes for red velvet cakes and cookies. Please let me know if such online class comes up. I will surely let you know. Masum Bila, she's from Bangladesh. Hi. Um, I'm so sorry. I seem to have missed your message, Masum. She wants to know electric oven में granola बना सकते हैं. Nuts baking कर सकते हैं. Yes, you can make granola in any kind of oven. You can use a convection microwave or an OTG. You should be able to do it. Yes, definitely, that's possible. Uh, Madhumita wants to know what's the reason for cracks on cake. Some cakes have cracks, but it is not a bad thing to have cracks on the cake, as long as the texture of the cake is good. So you don't really need to be concerned about the cracks on the cake. Varsha wants says she prefers measurements in grams. Can you suggest a proper cup to gram conversion link? Varsha, there is one on my blog. It's called a basic baking chart. Maybe you can look it up. I have tried to include most common ingredients used in baking in grams as well as in volume. Okay, Vaidehi says when I bake a cake, cake rises very well, but when I open the oven after 30 to 35 minutes, my cake's suddenly down. Okay. I think I'm not sure. Like you need a first recipe, a good recipe, and then you'll also need to measure your ingredients properly. So a lot of baking powder or baking soda, like more than what's given in the recipe, or if you have not measured it correctly, then your cake will initially rise, and then when you remove it from the heat, then it will sink. So that could be one of the reasons why they heat. uh, Madhumita wants to know. Okay, one moment. Okay, Madhumita wants to know which brand for oven thermometer. I use a brand called Taylor, Taylor. It's a good brand, you can check that out, Madhumita. And Vaidehi wants to know which OTG is good for baking. You can check Morphy Richards. Chroma is also supposed to be good. There is some Sunflame, Bajaj. I think any of these should be good. But I am using Morphy Richards, and I've gotten used to it. So maybe I would say go for Morphy Richards. Abigail, hi. Are you in Bangalore? Hi. Um, she says, I bake the cake with egg, but I could taste the raw flavor of egg in spite of baking the cake well. Can you also post tips to temper chocolate, especially white chocolate? Okay. If you're sensitive to the smell of egg, then you should. I mean, I'm sure you would have added some essence or extract or something to the cake. Personally, I don't find it a put off. But yes, using a good, vanilla, and also sometimes if it goes with the flavor of the cake, you can also add some orange zest or the lime zest to your cake. That will also help you to mask the smell of the egg. I'll try to post tips on tempering chocolate. I've honestly not tried a lot of those things because I'm not so much into decoration and such. So I usually do baking. I'm not so much I'm not so fond of decorations and all the chocolate stuff and stuff. So I don't really do that. But I'll try to find it for you and then I'll post it, Abigail, definitely. Yes, Varsha says she loves the idea of learning from me, would prefer in person, hands on. I really am looking forward to a time when I will be able to, have the space and, this thing, the good kind of environment where I'll be able to do these baking classes, which will be hands on and stuff. But currently, I don't have the space for it. So until then, I'll be doing it online, because that's one more thing is that people across locations also will be able to do this, because if it's hands-on and in person, then it will for a lot of people it will not be possible. So currently, I'll be trying to do that, Varsha. But definitely, yes, I would. I love the idea of interacting with people in person and then doing stuff, all these things. I hope it happens sometime soon. Sri Ranjani Ramnath says she's from Bangalore. Hi, Sri Ranjani. How can we use neutral gel? I'm sorry, I did not understand what you're asking. I seem to be losing the messages. I'm just trying to scroll down. Give me a minute, please. Okay, and Madhumita says, give me a recipe for a perfect chocolate cake. Madhumita, there are a couple of chocolate cake recipes on the channel. Maybe you can check them out. So I personally like cakes which are very intense chocolate and which have melted chocolate in them. So that's my personal preference. There's one a recipe on the channel which has both melted chocolate and cocoa in it. Maybe you could try that. Okay. And Madhumita, Okay. Rajesh says, give perfect composition of ingredients. That's why. Though you have told you don't like eggless cake, but again requesting you to make video on eggless cake. There is only one eggless cake recipe on the channel, Rajesh. I don't know if you have tried that, but I will definitely try to come up with some more. Uh, Madhumita wants to know how to melt compound chocolate for chocobar ice cream perfectly. You can try this. The easiest method to do is to put the chocolate in a saucepan and keep it directly in a pan of very gently boiling water. I've made a video on that, Madhumita. Maybe you can check that out. You can try that method. That's one of the easiest things to do. Maybe you could try that. Um, Sri Ranjani wants to know, can you explain a little about glazed gel icing? I'm so sorry, I'm not so much into icings and a lot of these decorative things. I usually do either whipped cream or ganache and some very simple things. I'm not so much of an icing person. I don't know if you are asking about piping gel. Please specify. There's some one very old recipe on my blog for piping gel. Maybe you can look that up. Madhubita, yes, she says I like cake with egg, but also want to try eggless. You can definitely do that, Madhumita. You should be doing it. Sneha says, whenever I bake a basic sponge cake, it lasts for just 2 to 3 days. It gets spoiled with fungus. May I know what's wrong procedure I'm doing? And to make good cake without spoiling, may I know the tips? Sneha, actually, it's a very good thing that, because we don't use any kind of chemicals or preservatives in homemade cakes, they are bound to go bad in 2 to 3 days. They're not going to last more than that much. So it goes bad because there's nothing in it to preserve the cake. So the best way to do it is we don't want to use any kind of chemicals or preservatives. So what you can do is when you bake the cake and it cools completely, you can just wrap it in some plastic film, cling film, and then you can put it in an airtight box and freeze it. So I think that will be the best way to preserve it for longer. You're doing just right, Sneha. You're nothing wrong with your cake. It's getting spoiled because there is nothing in it to preserve it. So don't worry about that. Rajesh wants to know, can Amul cheddar and mozzarella mixed cheese be used for pizza? I personally like to use only mozzarella, Rajesh. So if you like, you can also definitely try to mix two kinds of cheese and try it. Nothing wrong in it. Hi, Saloni. Madhumita wants to know, can we replace butter with oil, not melted butter? Depends on the recipe, Madhumita. If a recipe says that you need to cream the butter and sugar, and then if there is oil, then usually you will need to replace it with some melted butter. You can't use the regular butter like butter at room temperature. I'm not sure how the recipe will work. My suggestion would be to stick to the recipe and not make too many changes, otherwise your results may not be good. Chotika Samuel wants to know where I can get plain condensed milk in Bangalore, that is unsweetened milk. I'm not very sure. Maybe you can check it in these superstores like Nature's Basket and stuff. Otherwise, you can try to make it at home by yourself. You just need to boil the milk until it is reduced and it is condensed and good. So I think that will be the only way for you to make it. Or you just go around, go to these stores and maybe check that. And Shal wants to know, she's asking me where to buy black poppy seeds. It's actually been a really long time since I purchased poppy seeds, black poppy seeds. I got it in some dry fruit shop in Kiar Market. So maybe you can ask in dry fruit shops, maybe you can find it there. Madhumita wants to know what should be the amount of cocoa powder for 1 cup of flour for 250 ml cup. Madhumita, it doesn't. You will have to go with the recipe, whatever recipe you're using. So I would suggest not, going by how much of cocoa powder will I use for a cup of flour, kind of thing that may not work very well. Follow a recipe, so that will mention what how much of cocoa powder you will need to use. There is no ratio as such for using cocoa powder to flour. Just go by the recipe, then that will be the best thing to do. Madhumita wants to know, whipping cream melts so quickly in summer. How to fix that? Yes, it happens. You will need to keep it in the fridge, but if you take it out of the fridge, then it's going to, not hold the shape. You can try adding some cornstarch. I don't know if I had mentioned this somewhere in my one of my videos. You can, but there's a way of doing it, Madhumita. There is you can use some corn flour. I'm not sure what exactly. This method is, I recall reading this somewhere in the Cake Bible. I'll try to find it for you, and I will, come back to you on that. Okay. SP Mile says, I use a convection oven. If a recipe gives a temperature and time for OTG baking, can I follow the same settings on a convection oven? I think you're talking about a convection microwave. I usually use the same temperature as given in the recipe, and it has worked well for me. So you will need to try it out in your oven, and then see how it works for you. So if any temperature adjustment needs to be done, I think you should be doing it. So it's not the same for all ovens. So maybe you should experiment. You're most welcome, Sneha. Hi, Deepak. Yes, I know it's been a really long time. He says it's been a long time. When are you coming up with new recipes? So I think as of now, I'll be posting stuff only on Instagram. I'm so sorry about that. I've not been able to make any new videos. But you can follow me on Instagram, and I try to post on YouTube also, on the YouTube community tab. But I don't see a lot of response coming in, so I'm not sure if people are reading this or not. So that's why I don't really post much. But if you guys will be active on the community tab, maybe I can post recipes there as well. uh, Madhumita wants to know, homemade condensed milk gets crystallized, also tutti frutti. Yeah, see, tutti frutti, and are you talking about homemade tutti frutti, Madhumita? I have actually not tried making homemade condensed milk. I'm not sure why it is getting crystallized. Shal wants to know, ask, have you tried baking whole wheat bread? If so, can you share the recipe? Yes, I have tried making the whole wheat bread at home. There is one whole wheat bread with yeast on my blog. You can check that out. It's a very easy recipe. You can try that. Okay. Madhumita says it is homemade tutti frutti and it is crystallizing. Yeah, I've heard that, yes, it does happen even with the candied orange peel and stuff, that it will get crystallized. Adding some amount of, what is it called? Uh, I'm not getting. Um I'm sorry, corn syrup. Yes, if you add some corn syrup, it will help prevent the thing from crystallizing. Is what I've read. Maybe you can try doing that, Madhumita. Try adding a little bit of corn syrup, or maybe liquid glucose to the mixture. Maybe it will help prevent crystallization. I hope I've been able to answer most queries here. I've been trying to scroll here, and maybe I don't know if I lost any of your questions here. If I've not responded to any of your questions, please bump it once again so that I can look at it. I did make a couple of videos which I posted on Instagram, because it was made for Instagram. It was made for a client, so they wanted to post it on Instagram. So it was shot according to the those requirements. and I tried posting one of those on the channel, but it doesn't look very good on the on YouTube. Like, the dimensions don't go with the YouTube frame. So maybe you can, for a better viewing experience, you can watch it on Instagram. I will be posting the link to that maybe tomorrow, so you can have a look. You can try, Varsha. I have not tried. Maybe you can try and let me know how it works. She wants to know if candied oranges can be made with tangerine peels. You can try it out. So, what else have you tried baking, and any share any pictures of whatever you have baked with me? And since this lockdown is going to be there for a few more days, I was thinking we can do a few more live sessions. So if you would all be interested, then we can do more of these live chats. I thought we can also do a bake along kind of thing. Like, we decide on a simple recipe, and I will be online, and you will try to bake it in your house, and I'll be around. If you need any help, I'll be on the I'll be live to support you with that. If you like the idea, and we can try something like that. I tried to do something like that once. I had suggested that we all start with baking granola, but somehow it did not happen. So if you'd all be interested, then maybe we can try something like that again. Hi, Komal. Okay, Rajesh. I think maybe we can try that. If the response is good, then we can try baking. We'll pick out one recipe, and you can all get ready with the ingredients, and we can do that. Oh, yes, Varsha. Even I would love to do more of these live sessions. So happy to chat with you as well. So I'll be posting updates on the next live chat. So maybe another 3 or 4 days more, and then we'll do another live chat. Please let me know if there's any particular topic or anything in particular you like us to talk about in the next live session. Then we can do that. Yes, Rajesh, I will probably resume after June or July. Once all the competitive exams are done, I hope I'll get back to making videos. Yeah, Varsha says I've been trying to make different cakes with different frosting. I don't know how to match. Okay, yes, it is good depending on the flavors have to match, and the combination has to be good. Thank you so much, Sneha. Sneha says, please do live chats regularly. We can communicate with you. Definitely, Sneha. Even I would love to do that. So I'll keep you posted. I will post on the community tab again. I'll post in the channel. So we'll chat again. You can message me or leave a comment here telling me what you can think about it, and then post a comment saying that what you would like to discuss in the next live session. We can do that. I would love to do that. Yes, Abigail. Yes, I mean, I really want to do that. I want to do a live bake along, so that you guys are baking in your house, and I'll just be around. And then as you bake, then if there's any challenge you face, then you can just directly you can leave a message, and then I can immediately troubleshoot for you. So I think that may help. Yeah, Varsha says there are times I've watched your Hindi video because it sounds cute. Thank you, Varsha. I don't know about my Hindi, but yes, I have tried to make a couple of them in Hindi. Hi, Nazneen. Okay, guys, I think we'll wrap up the session for today. I will see you again in a few more days' time. I'll keep you updated. Keep baking, and stay at home, stay safe, and we'll catch up again. Thank you so much for joining me today. I really enjoyed the chatting with all of you. So I hope we'll do this again soon. See you all. Enjoy your baking. Thank you so much, Varsha. Thank you.